Hi BookTube, it's Missy, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my February wrap-up. Because I did start the weekly wrap-ups, I will leave all the weekly wrap-ups down below, so I will not be going into great detail about each book. I'm just going to show you the book that I read in the month of February and give you a little bit about what it is about and then move on. I read 7 books this month, which to me is not very much. I averaged about 2 books a week. I wish I could have read more, but I was busy, and so let's just get started. So the first book I read was Stardust by Neil Gaiman. I listened to this on audio. It is narrated by Neil Gaiman and it was brilliant. It was a 5-star for me. I absolutely loved it. It's an adult fiction fairy tale, and it's about a boy who goes to fairyland to catch a star, and when he arrives he finds out the star is not a hunk of rock from the sky, but a woman, and he has to go back to his, human world and bring this woman with him, and there's a long adventure that takes place from getting the star and trying to bring her back home, and I just absolutely loved it. Again, all of the reviews will be down below. The next book that I read in the month of February is Love in the Time of Global Warming by Francesca Leah Block. And I read this book for the A Year-a-thon Readathon. That theme for the week was diversity, and this is an LGBT book. This is also a retelling of the Odyssey. Penelope, the main character, is the only one alive in her family after a giant earthquake and tidal wave crashes through LA, and she goes on an adventure trying to find her missing family and find out, who else is alive. She comes across 3 other boys, and they all pile up into her van and go with her to Las Vegas in search of her mom and brother and father. And I really liked it. I gave this one, I believe, a 5 as well. I can't wait to get the sequel. I need it immediately, and this cover is gorgeous. The next book that I read was an ebook, and it was a science fiction, a real science fiction set in outer space. It's really far in outer space, and it is called The Black Hull by Joseph A. Turcotte. I'm forgetting all of the characters' names now, but I think this guy's name is Mick or Mac. So he is found in a dying emergency pod by an android and is saved from this pod and finds out that he traveled through a time warp or a time worm and is now 900 years in the future, and all he wants to do is find a way to get back home to his wife and kids. Overall, I believe I gave this a 2 or 3. It was okay. I think I would have liked it more if I knew the science fiction jargon for the things that was going on. I mean, I knew a little bit like cryo sleep and stuff like that, but if I was more into science fiction and knew everything that was going on, I think I would have liked it better. But it was a nice stepping stone into the science fiction genre, and I can't wait to read more of them. The next book that I read is another ebook, and it's called The Paper Magician by Charlie N. Holmberg. I got this for free by at NetGalley. And I don't think it's for free anymore. It was part of their Read Now, but I think it's archived. This is a book about a girl. I can't remember her name at the moment, but she has been wanting to become a magician for a really long time. And in this world set in 1800s London, you either are a magician, you have the ability to become a magician, or you don't. And she goes to a college to become one, and when she graduates, all she wants to do is be a smelter, which is a magician that bonds with metal. but ends up she has to be a magician who bonds with paper, and she feels that paper is a worthless like ability, and she doesn't want to do it, but there's no other option for her because they don't have very many paper magicians in London, and so either she becomes a paper magician or she ends up being nothing. And so she sucks it up, becomes the paper magician, and the story is about her and about the magician that she is under because she's an apprentice. I really liked it. I gave this a 4-star, I believe. I do also have the sequel, The Glass Magician, on my Kindle waiting for me to read, and I also got that from NetGalley. So if you like magician tales or anything about magic, I would definitely check it out. It's really short. It's like 200 something pages, and the cover is really pretty in person. This one's kind of generic because it's black and white. But yes, I liked it. The next one that I read was Dark Genesis by A.D. Koboa. This was part of the A Year-a-thon Readathon, part of the diversity theme, and this is a interracial romance vampire book. I was thinking it was going to have a lot of romance, and it had barely any romance. It's about slavery and about really dark subjects like rape and incest and all that stuff. And then what happens to the main character, I can't remember her name at the moment. It was okay. I think I gave it a 3-star. The sequel is all about the vampire in this book, so I haven't picked it up yet because the vampire's just okay. He's not that engaging. But this is still free on Kindle if you want to check it out. You can't go wrong with a free vampire book. So there's that. The next book that I read was Unhinged by A.G. Howard, and of course I gave this a 5-star. I absolutely enjoyed it. This is the sequel to Splintered, and this is a Alice in Wonderland retelling. I loved it, loved it. This is Morpheus. He is kind of like Alyssa's nemesis. I mean, she likes him for who he is, like an old childhood friend, but she just can't stand him because he's trying to ruin her life because she doesn't want to help him in Wonderland. She wants to stay in the human world and live her life, and he keeps coming back and saying, "You need to help. We're dying here." She doesn't want to. If you haven't checked out this trilogy, I would definitely do so because it is amazing. Alright, and I think 3, 6, yeah. And the very last book that I read in February is The Edge of the Water by Elizabeth George. I gave this a 2-star. I absolutely despised this book. This is a sequel to The Edge of Nowhere about a girl named Becca who is put on this island by her mother and is left there. They're on the run from their stepfather slash, husband, and he's a murderer, and so they're worried that he's going to find them and kill them as well, and so they're in hiding. The first book was really good. I gave it a 5-star. I really loved the mystery. This one was terrible. There wasn't really a mystery, and there was just too many storylines going on, and they're all entangled into one, and then when you find out what the mystery of this book is, you're just kind of like, your jaw drops to the floor, and not in a good way. And so I just really didn't like it, and I know there's a 3rd one, but I'm very hesitant to finish this trilogy. That was 7 books. So I can't wait for March because there's going to be a lot of goodies in March. That's it. Thanks for watching. What did you guys read in February? Did you finish all the books you wanted to? Let me know down below what you read, and I will talk to you soon.